basic then. So basically, what all these things are, it's one thing over the price of another thing. So if it's going up, the thing what's over the other thing is going up. So for example, this is a chart for gold, right? So I'll clean it all up and that. I'll put it to that. Right. So if we look at this chart here, right? I'll get rid of all this shite. Right. So this is price of gold spot of the US dollar. So like at the minute, I don't know what it is. It's like a pound or a kilo of gold or fucking some bollocks. So like that's how much £1 of gold will be worth in dollars. Yeah.
Right.
So and this graph at the bottom, this axis along the bottom is time. So we can see over time that for quite a bit of time, yeah, gold has been going up. You can see basically if you bought gold back into year 2000, it was fucking 200. And can you see this number here?
Yeah.
It will say this much, and then say if you just held a load of gold and you waited, you've like fucking 8 times your money or whatever over 20 year.
Yeah.
Which is not fucking gonna blow your fucking socks off, but if you had 50k's worth, do you know what I mean? Like it's your nice retirement plan, you see what I mean? So instead of buying the thing with these charts and stuff, like instead of buying a load of fucking gold, you can buy like a contract for the difference of gold. So it's like you buy like an IOU of gold.
Right.
You see what I mean? So you've got like it's like a check. You see what I mean? So it's called a contract for difference. So this is just an example of gold over time. So there's other charts such as euros. This is like forex, foreign exchange. So you can see over time, it's been going. The price of euros has been going up over the US dollar, but it's fairly fucking choppy, isn't it? You see, it's not. It's not like you're going to buy loads of euros at 0.5 and then it's only at fucking 1 here. You've only doubled your money. So it's not euros. It's not something you're going to fucking buy and hold. It's just it's just a different currency. So forex, you don't tend to buy and hold the thing, whereas you might buy and hold other things. What you do with forex is basically you bet on the movements of it.
Right.
So that's what trading is. Basically, you're putting bets on and you risk money on bets where you think it's going to move. Right. This trading view here, each of these little things, they're called candles.
Right.
So they represent where the price went over that week. Because I've got it on weekly setting here. If I put it on daily setting or 24-hour daily, you can see like from October then there's been an uptrend. But before that, there's been a downtrend. You get what I mean? So we use these charts to see where prices are going. And like there's different techniques to trade. You don't really need to know too much about that.
No.
Pretty much what you want to look into is, example, some cryptos, what you look at, like a Bitcoin or whatever. So Bitcoin's always a good chart to look at. So I'll pop this one up because I think since its inception, Bitcoin, like it's the price, it was founded before this. It was like 2008 when it was founded, but that's the information we've got from this particular broker. This is Coinbase's Bitcoin chart, right? So since its inception, Bitcoin, it's increased in price by about 20 million%. It's been absolutely fucking ridiculous. Like if you just had a couple of fucking quid in it when it was incepted. Like it's just mind blowing how much it's gone up in price. Like if we look here, like one Bitcoin back in 2015, it bottomed out at fucking $108.
Yeah.
And it topped out at $69,000.
Fucking hell.
You get what I mean? So if you had 108 quid in 2015 and been worth nearly 70k, so you can see the difference between like say Bitcoin and gold.
Yeah.
In like a third of the time, it's gone up. I don't even know how many more times. Like gold went up 8 times in 20 years. Bitcoin's gone up 20 million fucking times or so much. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So what it is, crypto is not as big of a market, so it doesn't take as much money to move the price.
Right.
So basically, it's just wild. It's like Wild West crypto. Like it's fucking bonkers. You've got to know what you're doing because every move is amplified. It's like crypto and Bitcoin and things is like the stock market on fucking steroids and coke, Clen and fucking all lot at the same time. It's just absolutely fucking late. So where I'm going with all this, Dave, these basically show you the price over time. There's certain areas where you think you might want to buy. So like round there were a potential area, it's fell through that. But you look for other things and look for other trends. So generally, as a rule of thumb, where a previous last high was, price will normally go around that area and retest it. So like that's the sort of previous high, that's the sort of previous high. So you can generally see, like if you just drew a line across, roughly around that area, there's been like a bounce off it. And it's bounced off it twice, but worked through it. So like next area might be somewhere like along lines of here, just as like a that. So these lines, generally on the charts, this is like proper basic stuff, and don't just like buy based on this only. That might be because that there is like a floor. So that is called support.
Right.
And then if it's like keeps bumping up into a fucking area, that's generally called resistance.
Right.
So at this time, you can see the price here. If you just see it as like a floor and a ceiling, it's just like basic things what take your eye. The price has got up to here, it couldn't beat it, and then it's fucking failed. It's not done it. Eventually, it broke through it. Eventually, it's moved off at top. It's done its thing, but it's come back down. It's bounced off it. Do you see what I mean? It struggled to get above it, got through it. It's done its thing, and it's bounced back off. So down now, under these prices now, Bitcoin is relatively cheap because what it is generally crypto stocks, any of this bullshit, right? People won't hear about it until it actually starts to fucking be making bigger prices. So like anything like above, like sort of here or even this little pullback, that's like an uptrend, pulled back a bit to reload to go higher. Generally, people start to buy up in here because they've heard about it. Like fucking hell, it's going to the moon. They're expecting this to do that and continue up. But what happens is everyone who bought sort of above here,
they're not really,
they've lost. They've had the money took, if that makes sense. And like big, smart people, institutions, they buy things when things look like they start to flatten out. So like round about this area to here, that's when the March 2020 when fucking dodgy thing come out in from over in the east. You can see here.
That fucking flow.
That dodgy thing. It come round here, it tried it again, and it's like it's bounced back off it. So like smart people start to buy around here, expecting it to eventually start to at least come to there. What's happened is as it's moved up and it starts to chop about and go sideways, they are basically where smart people have started to sell off.
Right.
So like big institutions, big banks, all that shit. When Tesla were buying a load at 40k, Elon Musk were buying a load when they were talking bullshit about it. They bought a bit more here, and probably sold a bit more here. They then got out of the So basically what happens is smart people buy early and they sell high. And you generally, if you like look at where the price were here, say if you bought some at 5k, some at fucking 6k, 7k, 9k, like 5 to 10, so your average is 7. As it goes up to there, your average buy was 7 and it went up to like 39, 40k-ish. So you've, I don't even know how many times your fucking money. Do you get what I mean? Like say it's 42, I don't know, you've 6 times your money.
6 times.
That makes sense. And you can see, if you'd have bought from 2020 here, and that were only like 6 months later or so, 9 months later, you've 6 times your money potentially. If that makes sense.
I get that. I get it. So do you know the numbers there, Jack? So I said we're in 2020 again, and we're at 5,000 and odd.
Yeah, so we're quite low,
Yeah, so say it's at 5 grand. Does that mean if you want to buy it, you've got to put in £5,000?
No, that's just
Is that per share?
that's just the spot price. So
Right.
for Bitcoin, you can buy 0.001 of a Bitcoin.
Right.
You can buy 10 quid's worth.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if I bought 10 quid's worth at that price and I sold when it were up there, I'd have 60 quid's worth.
Right. Still the same times amount in it, yeah. I get you now, yeah.
All you're trying to do is find something what you think's going to pump back in price, and you sell off. So, for example, I'm not really buying Bitcoin. It's just an example I use. I'm buying XRP personally because I'll get you on like XRP here. There's just better reasons to buy it for a load of different reasons without going absolutely fucking nuts into it. I think with the people who are sort of in on it and doing it when we think it's going to be a lot more useful than Bitcoin and pretty much all charts, what you're ever looking at, you're just trying to guess what you think stuff's going to be doing in future.
Yeah.
So I've put quite a bit of money into XRP. These are all weekly candles.
What's that XRP?
It's just if you want to buy some crypto, mate, just without knowing too much about it, just buy XRP.
Right.
It's just a better fucking buy, mate. So basically, we know that like previous highs usually get retested, and as it falls, it usually pumps out. So can you see here, like this is a flat chart, it's pumped out. So if you'd have bought some in here, for example, at 0.24, it pumped to 0.78. So you could have you've got an opportunity to 3 times your money.
3 times.
So what I've done here, I've started to buy at this rough zone. I've bought between 0.37 and 0.3.
Right.
So my average is about 0.33, 0.325, something like that. We how much I bought. If it drops a bit lower again, I'm just going to buy a little bit more.
Yeah, just top it up.
Yeah, so say I've got 10 grand in. Let's just say I've whatever. If it drops down a bit lower, I'll average another 20 in down here. So my average buy will be say here at 0.27 or 0.25. Yeah. So if it does one of these pumps, one of these 3 times pumps, and it might retest like a previous low.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
But you've made your money out of that bit, though, haven't you?
Yeah. So say it does, it fucking goes limp like a shit noodle. It goes round there, gives me a bit of time, yeah, and then it pumps to there. My average buy is there, so I'm going to sell off when it gets to 0.5 or it gets near another high. I'm going to sell off like probably 30 to 50% here.
Yeah.
If I sell 50% off, say I had 30 grand in, I've got 30 grand back out for free, and I've got free XRP.
Yeah.
And then say like it dosses about, it goes on here, it likes this thing, it goes on top of that one, and it goes to like around here, say, yeah. That 30k from here will go to 60k, so I can sell off another 50%. So my do you see what I mean? So I have 60k back out, and then I've got 30k, which could go up a bit more, or it could start dossing about. If it starts dossing about, I'll just sell on the highs on the way down. So my average, I might end up with 70k, 80k. Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
We're expecting it to be a potential choppy market for a bit. So I'm expecting it to be quite, just with the way price has been going and all analysis we've been doing. You can see I've literally got my buy there in my fucking arrow, what I'm eventually expecting it to do.
That's where you wanted it to be.
Yeah, somewhere around that. So either a previous low or where the breakout occurred from. I'm expecting it to eventually retest that. So, like for example, if you look at when price started melting down, right? So like here, so price were up there. There were price before this, Nath. It's just what we've got on this chart for this broker from Binance. So the breakout, like the drawdown, started here on this candle, really. So where the base of that candle is, got retested. Yeah. And where it started from here, again, went down, both got retested. Where it started from here, come back down, that got retested.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So these keep getting retested. Yeah. So as it's popping about, there's another fucking wreck down there. went down, retested. Can you see what I mean? This then, these retested that, retested it. So it gives you, over time, if you get enough time, it gives you multiple chances to buy something on one at lows and get a pump. Buy something on one at lows, get a pump. Buy something on one at lows, get a pump. Buy something on one at lows, get a pump. You see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So even if you get this one wrong and it don't go where you want, say I bought 10k's worth here and it only does that, it don't get to where I want, I'll just buy some more here and here and here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my average ends up being here. As soon as it starts pumping out, I just make more money.
Yeah. So yeah, it's basically not getting giddy in it when it reaches quite a decent high and thinking, fuck it, I'll take all my money. It's wise to take like you said, 50%.
Yeah.
Leave the rest in.
That's
if it dips low, put a bit more in.
Yeah. That's the safest way to do it, based on historical price action of XRP and the way we think it's going to be useful in the future. It could just absolutely go fucking insane. It don't mean I'm going to put 30k in and just open it goes to fucking $5 and I'm going to be a millionaire. It don't matter to me. All I'm trying to do is turn my 30k into fucking 70 or 80.
Yeah, at least double it, innit?
Yeah, and I'll always leave a bit in. So if it goes to fucking 170, I'll just earn another 20, 30k.
Yeah. And then when it drops again, you'll put a bit more in.
A little bit I've got left to run. And then if it starts coming down and it's doing that, I'll start to sell a bit here and a bit here on highs, on pumps. If it starts to fail, sell a bit here, sell a bit here. And then literally your 50k's roll to 80 or fucking 100k over a bit of time. Yeah. And then all you do with that, you set aside 30, 40, 50% of your money if you think it's a decent low. You layer it in buys, in little buys. And you've got weeks.
Yeah, I get you now.
You've got weeks to put your buys in because each one of these candles represent a full week.
Right.
So it's not like you've got to look at it every fucking day.
No.
You know what I mean? If you bought some round here, Jan 20, it took fucking December 20 to pump.
Yeah.
It took fucking 11 months. But your 30k.
It's a long term. That's what I want.
Yeah, but your 30k, rather than just buying and holding it like gold, hoping you're going to 8 times your money over a fucking 8-year period, or a 20-year period, you'll be fucking dead by then. You're better off waiting fucking, I don't know, 8 months, 15 months to fucking 2 to 3 times your money. That sounds appealing to me.
Yeah.
So that's what I do with my big pot of money. And then I've got smaller pots of money, what I use to bet on charts. So what I'm doing with like the other work, what we do, is we're putting that money into my trading pots. So if I'm making 5% a month on the trading pots with small money, that'll compound up and work up, and it creates a wage. As soon as I get a decent amount of money on that, I'll take another 10 or another 20 out. If I feel like the market is close to a bottom, and I'll just
invest in that.
Yeah, and I'll just leave a bit in because it's an opportune time to buy. And that's literally all we're doing. So like at the minute, if you had a bit of money, I'd just pop a bit in XRP where you are.
Yeah, I know what you mean now. Makes more sense now.
Yeah. So like just the way this chart looks and what XRP we're expecting it to do, we're expecting historical trends to form future trends, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Based on that, it's nothing's foolproof. But based on that, if you like you said, I put the like fucking 10 in here and there's going to be another fucking 10, 20 coming in down here, and it only just chops about and does this and it just keeps fucking doing that for a bit, you can just fucking sell off if it's just not moving. Do you see what I mean? You've got an opportunity to get your money out with minimal risk.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is one I'm looking at. But like you say, if you liked the look of, do you know like stock exchange?
I've been looking at what I can like, just
there's a lot,
but I didn't want to fucking leave me send down a path where I thought I know what I run about, but I really didn't.
Yeah, there's a lot to take in, but like if you sort of look at this for another example, this is the stock market. This is the S&P 500. Hang on. So the S&P 500. Have you heard
of that company? That one?
No, it's a collection of companies.
All right.
So I'm not sure if it's world.usa. I'm not actually an expert on that, but it's the top. It's what it is. It's like an equal share in stock of the top 500 companies in the USA. I'm sure it's the USA.
Right.
So we can see here, like can you remember when all websites were coming out and they were like, have you heard of .com bubble or .com boom?
Yeah. When
Yeah.
everyone just decided to fucking.
Yeah, so all these websites were coming out. There were loads of shit coming on the internet. Prices were fucking absolutely just on a tear up. 90s, all this fucking shit, absolutely going fucking raged. Yeah. .com. So like year 2000, fucking massive stock market crash. Yeah. So it's crashed from 1500 down to it's a 50% crash. Crypto can crash 90 fucking 9.9%.
Never.
Do you get what I mean? It's like stock market on steroids. But the stock market is usually quite coincided with the crypto market in the way it moves. Again, can you remember it bottomed out after a couple of years? So if you'd have bought here, you can double your money back up. But again, it takes a longer time, 2003 to 2008, 7.
Yeah.
It's not going to melt anyone's face, is it?
No.
See what I mean?
Yeah, I can see it in there now.
Yeah, but can you remember 2008 when there was that Lehman Brothers thing and the 2008 financial crash? You remember that?
Is that when we had that recession?
Yeah, recession, yeah. 2008.
Well, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. The Big Short, good film to watch. Another crash, another 50% crash. Silly. But if you zoom the fuck out, the stock market goes up. Stocks go up.
Still going up.
You see?
Yeah.
So at the minute, we're due. What were this? Can you remember March 2020 when that thing come out?
Yeah.
That were another big that were another big dipper and another big opportunity when all fucking smart fuckers knew it were coming and got the fucking everything on 35% off sale at fucking TK Maxx. You know what I mean? So here we are here. We're looking like we're trending on a downtrend. Yeah. We're expecting, because of everything going off at World and that, like another big event, we're at 25% off. If we got to 30 odd or 40, revisit these lows.
That's when you're going to be banging your money in there, isn't it?
To buy and make money, but these are the top 500 companies. So some of the stocks individually might not be doing as well. Like crypto and that's took a fucking massive shit. If you look at Tesla, like that's not done. Obviously, Tesla's just an absolute fucking mad swap. I don't know where I've got it on different fucking sites. I don't know what's happened to my chat. It looked nice at one point. Anyway, so Tesla, that's starting to take a bit of a shit. So the individual stocks and things you think like are looking good, if it's like a stock you like or a company you like, that's already 60% down, 58. Can you see?
Yeah.
So even though it's more risky just buying one stock, there's more upside. So if you start to buy around like a previous high, I'm not saying it's going to come to $60 odd, like there'd be some serious shit going down. It will if it did. But let's say it did. Everyone else is panicking. Oh, fucking stocks are dead. Oh, every recession and we're on.
You want to be buying.
Yeah, we're around here. Yeah, and it only comes up to revisit where it broke out from. Yeah, you can 3-4 times your money.
Yeah.
See what I mean? So that's how people get rich in recessions. Everyone starts defaulting on the fucking payments and their house and that. So some rich fucker goes and scoops up a load of houses at auction, buy some old pubs to flats. You know what I mean?
And bangs a load of fucking money. Yeah. No, I get it now.
People
makes sense now. That.
Yeah, people are panicking, selling the Rolexes and that, selling all the cars on tick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then repossessions and all that. There's some fucker with some money on side. They come in and scoop it up. Rinse, recycle, repeat. Everything is it's basically, it's called a rug pull, or just like I forgot what you fucking call it, Dave. I always used to say it. Everything's in like a bubble still. Like for anyone who's been buying Tesla stock up here, unless they've like panics. What psychology is, right? You've not heard about it, but it's like beat that last high, and you're thinking, fucking hell, it's absolutely motoring there. Fucking hell, it's still going up.
Yeah.
So you're like, fucking hell, I best get some bought because it's off to fucking moon. It's off to 12, and it's off.
Put some more in it.
Yeah, so you buy a bit in here, and then there's another dip, and you're like, fucking hell, yeah, I'll buy a bit more. And you're like, oh, fucking hell, nice one, it's up again. Fucking hell, it's just going to keep going up. I'll buy a bit more. So your average buys here, it's failed to go above, failed to go above. You're like, oh, shit, fucking hell, oh, God, it's beating that. And it'll go another one, you're like, fucking hell, it's going to go to zero, I best sell. So people bought here, panic sell, it goes whip, and all the smart fuckers down here with the bags open, buy it, it goes back up, silly, thanks.
Yeah, I get you now.
Thanks for panicking.
It makes sense. Yeah.
And that's pretty much how investments work, because people who trade, I can bet on the market going down.
Yeah.
It's called a short. So at the minute, I can long short, I can short over weeks, months, days, seconds, whatever, because every time frame moves similar. So like if I know the overall trend of the market is down, I can think, right, I'm going to go onto daily chart, see what days are saying. Right, looking on. So I'm looking around here. What's this doing? I'm looking at like my market structure and things. Yeah, there might be a bit of a retest around here. Might be a bit of a block around here, whatever. So I could look at something like that and think, right, I think price is going to come somewhere around here. It's going to try it and probably get stuck and go down again because it's in a downtrend. Yeah. So I could start thinking, right, I'm going to put my bets on that it's not going to beat this, and I think I think price is going to go right down here. So like, it's a bit of a shit fucking example, like, but let's say I got in there, I cover that last eye. I don't think the price is going to go back up and above that because I think it's going to continue down, and I think it's going to end.
Buy in.
So what I'll do, I'll borrow Tesla stock to sell it. So this is called a short. This might blow your mind a bit. Imagine, right, the price of Air Max for like one pair of Air Max, 100 quid. Right? And I think the price of Air Max is going to go down to 50 quid.
Yeah.
Right? So what I do, I buy a pair of Air Max and sell them straight away. That's called a short. And all I need to pay you back is one pair of Air Max.
Yeah.
Following me so far?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I've got 100 quid stumped up. I've lent a pair of Air Max, and what I do straight away is sell them. Once I've sold it, all I owe you is them Air Max back. Say I think the price of Air Max is going down to 50 quid. When it gets to 50 quid, I'll buy back a pair of Air Max at 50 quid, give you one back, and then I've made 50 quid.
You made 50 quid. Yeah, I get it now. That's good, that, isn't it?
Yeah, because I bet on it going down. So I've had to borrow the stock or the contract for the stock or whatever it works out at. Basically, I've had to stump money up to bet that the price is not going to go up and past that. If it went back up that, I just have to take the loss.
Yeah, you'd be out of pocket.
Yeah, that's called a short squeeze. So like basically I've been squeezed out of my position. I fucked it, I've lost. But if it comes down here, I'll buy back cheaper, give you your Air Max back, and then I've got me money in difference.
Yeah, I get that.
So generally what happens is when stuff coming up to a top, there'll be some news what comes out. There'll have been something around here what made that price shoot up aggressive to that. What happens is people will be in all their positions. They'll think, right, I'm going to short fuck out of this because I know this is going to be a top because I'm a dodgy fucker with inside information. Yeah. You can put massive shorts on. You get everyone to buy into it to basically to basically counter your bets. And then what happens is they get took the fuck out, they get back into it, and then it starts to fucking melt.
Yeah.
So that's our basic market's corrupt as fuck. But it's predictably corrupt. So you look at these patterns and these things, and you basically get paid for predicting future.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what you're trying to do. You're trying to be a clever twat and predict future. So that's basically it.
I get a bit better now, that.
Yeah. So there's trading where you're betting on charts, which I do, but there's also investing. Rather than just buying at any old place, the best thing you can do to invest is start to save. Start to save, and then you look at some of what you think's good or has been going in an uptrend, and it's on a bit of a pullback. So like, I don't know, so somewhere around here.
Yeah.
It's gone up.
That's where you put your money in.
Yeah, you start to like, oh, buy a bit here, buy a bit. You don't buy on the up. You get what I mean? You buy a bit here, buy a bit here. Let's come down a bit here, back there. I think it's going to continue. Obviously, this would be a fucking lucky buy. Don't get me wrong. But like that was the last high. It retested that last high. That'd be another place you'd buy. You see what I mean? And then it started to fuck off up. As it gets to these highs and starts to go a bit sideways and starts to look a bit sheepish, you can start to sell some. Start to sell some as it slows down. Start to sell some. See what I mean? And then you don't sell it all, because if it continues up to the moon, it's
still got a bit in it.
It's still on its tear up. Yeah, you're like your 10% what you've kept in, they'll end up at 50%. So and then you start to sell off a bit on way down, and you average a good price. And then all you do, you wait till you're confident and you think, God, this could be a nice bottom. Could be retesting that. There could be something like there's different things. Why I'm not going to like tell you all ins and outs of what we're looking at in markets, but you know, like there's decent
general
in decent areas. When you start to see it's doing that, and it's starting to change, you see what I mean? It's failing to make more lows. You buy on these higher lows, and then or if it kept going down, you'd buy. If you started your buying already, you'd buy a bit bigger, buy a bit bigger, buy a bit bigger. And your average buy a bit there, and it starts to fuck off up, even if it only gets to there. Eventually, the market will start to try it higher if it's a good thing what you're buying.
Right.
That's pretty much all we're looking at doing. So it's not about aimlessly buying; it's about saving and buying something what's previously been good at the discount.
And it's come back down.
Yeah, you buy stuff at a discount, and you don't go all in. Unless unless it's really, really obvious, which you know I'd sort of tell you or whatever anyway. But you generally just layer in. So you might buy with 20% of your pot, 30-40%, depending how confident you are. And then if you don't make any more lows, you were right. You buy on the higher low.
Yeah.
And that's all these charts are. They're just trying to visualize what potentially we're seeing. But even though, can you see if there's a pullback here? Tesla here is worth whatever. It's pulled back already. That's a 60% drop. You see what I mean? If it drops fucking 80% back down to there, you've got something on an 80% sale over time. If you think Tesla's good and Elon Musk's going to take over the world, which he probably is, he just bought Twitter, he's got everyone's fucking info. Yeah. Yeah. And that only goes up to its previous high. You've really seriously moved your money up. So, you want to ask, mate?
Yeah, I'm there. The XRP and that, where can you buy on that? Only thing I'm aware of for buying is the app called Shares.
Yeah,
What else?
Shares are just for stocks.
Right.
I'm trying to think what all I said to you before, Nath. Like the easier it is to buy, the more fees you'll pay.
Right.
So if you buy on something like Coinbase or Binance or whatever the fuck ever, you're going to be paying like 2, 4, 5, as much as 8% to buy the thing.
Right.
So you're already like 8% down.
Right.
You see what I mean? And if you want to sell it and take it out, there's fees again. But like the more complicated looking the app, the cheaper it is because it's for traders.
Right.
If that sort of makes sense to you.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But basically, XRP, mate, if you could go on